Get off my TV. The very hashtag that has slain a 7-foot giant. The very hashtag that has sent a demon directly back to hell. And the very hashtag that has sent a beast into starvation. Now available as an official wrestling podcast partner of barbershopwindow.com. Get Off My TV, Off The Script presents to you version 3, featuring the goon of goons. Get Off My TV will now be the official hashtag that crumbles an entire empire. For $19.99, you can wear this beauty in pride. Barbershopwindow.com. Link is down below in the description. An official partner for Off The Script. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Is part 3 of number 120 of the number 1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. This is Off The Script. To be honest with you, I'm so fucking tired. I almost forgot my lines at the beginning of this video. That's how fucking tired I am, man. But we're gonna barrel through it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Off The Script. Off The Script is on fire each and every weekend in your sub boxes, man. It's all thanks to you guys. I got some news for you this Sunday. Not much. Obviously, we know that John Cena and AJ Styles was announced this weekend for Money in the Bank. I went over all that, and I gave you my booking scenario for that very match. And I gave you my reasons why I think that match is better in a 3-parter instead of one big match to culminate at SummerSlam. So if you missed that, that is in the description for part 2 of Off The Script. So make sure you guys go check that out if you want to find out what I'm thinking about AJ Styles versus John Cena, now announced for Money in the Bank. Only 2 weeks away, so go check that out. But I do have news this weekend for Sunday. Smackdown, I mentioned it this weekend at some point, and I really don't want to talk about it, but it's in the news. Smackdown possibly going to 3 hours. Oh my God, please kill me now. They cannot be this fucking stupid. Oh, Brother Nero, please, no, Brother Nero. Give me a fucking break. Matt Hardy. No, Brother Nero. No, I can't do the fucking voiceover. I can't do the accent. I don't know. What is Matt Hardy trying to be, bro? Is he trying to be a disgruntled fucking poet? What is he? What is his character? Someone please explain this to me. I got Juicy sending me clips and extended trailers of Matt Hardy. And when I tell you I do not watch TNA, I do not watch TNA. And when he sent me this video on Twitter, I see Matt Hardy with the gray streak in his hair, pretending he's Jay Leno, with the fucking salt and pepper type haircut. And then he's got this accent, he's playing the piano, he's got this black robe on. I don't know if he's a disgruntled fucking book writer, or a poet, or some fucking pianist. What the fuck is he supposed to be? How did he get the way he is now? Excuse me if I haven't watched, but now, as you can see from what we've seen to this build of the Hardys going one-on-one with each other at Slammiversary, why the fuck would I watch? Brother Nero! Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus fucking Christ. What happened to the Hardys that used to jump off the fucking rafters, used to fucking dive headfirst off ladders through tables? Now the guy's playing a fucking piano, reciting lines from Shakespeare. Are you out of your fucking mind? Oh my God, what has happened to the heart. And I thought Jeff Hardy had a broken leg. Guys fucking in this extended trailer to this build-up of this match. I thought he had a broken leg. Riding motorcycles around. You got the fucking, the wide open view of him fucking driving down or riding down the road in his motorcycle. Guy had a broken fucking leg. Rumors of him going into surgery. And here he is riding motorcycles and fucking taking bumps through fucking tables. What's going on over here? Seriously. Anyway, that was my rant. I had to let that out. I had to talk about that this weekend because you guys were asking me, JD, what did you think about the Matt Hardy thing? Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the extended preview for this build-up for Slammiversary? Yeah, I seen it, regretfully, and I don't know what to think, man. Seriously, it's a fucking embarrassment. Now you want to know why TNA's in the fucking toilet. Jesus fucking Christ. Who the fuck would actually sit there and tell me, yeah, JD, this is worth watching. Yeah, JD, this is better than Monday Night Raw. I know Monday Night Raw has been bad, but we don't have any fucking Shakespearean fucking poets coming out on stage during Monday Night Raw. Disgruntled, disheveled hair playing the piano. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Please. Now you know why I don't watch TNA. Anyway, I'll tell you what you do watch. You watch Off The Script every single weekend. And this is the #1 source. Follow me on Twitter, JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, JD from NY206. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, man. We are on the road to 52,000 subscribers. Gonna reach 10,000 Twitter followers probably by the end of Monday Night Raw this week. You guys are fucking beast. Thank you so much. If you guys want to continue to pledge for the Patreon account, man, you guys are kicking ass with that still to this very minute. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/JD from NY206 if you guys want to be a part of the team. And you want to be a part of the cause and my vision for this channel, man. Thank you so much to all that have pledged. Yes, I do have wrestling nicknames for each and every one of you. That is coming as soon as I square away what the fuck's going on Patreon, because they're really fucking pissing me off, and I can't get a hold of them. They got all the money that you guys have pledged on temporary hold because of some verification process. There's new security measures, and I'm trying to fucking talk to a live person instead of going through email and Twitter, and they never get fucking back to you. So I'm trying to square that away, and hopefully we can get you guys your shirts and all the fucking shit that you are supposed to get through my tiers rewards package. So hopefully I square that away. But thank you guys to those who continue to pledge and have pledged to the Patreon account. Barbershop Window. Go to barbershopwindow.com for your official merchandise of this very podcast. We are now official partners of Barbershop Window. Go to the website. Then you're going to see a drop-down tab, Partners. You're going to see Off The Script right there, man. Listed at #2. The fucking Get Off My TV version 3 t-shirt is one of the top sellers on the website. Thank you to those who continue to order your shirts. Get yours today, man. Your summer is not complete without version 3 of Get Off My TV, man. $19.99. They ship internationally and all over the United States. And they come in all shapes and sizes, man. So make sure you are fully equipped and looking good for the summer. And as always, WrestleCrate.com. On Twitter at WrestleCrates. We did an unboxing on Friday, part 1 of Off The Script. If you guys want to go check that out, please do so. And if you want your own WrestleCrate, the #1 subscription service delivered to your front door, man. Use the coupon code JDSENTME for an instant 10% off. And finally, later today, Luigi. We got It's My Yard and Big Red New York. 3 premier WWE 2K video game YouTubers. We got them in one video, plus JD. Mr. 9 to 5. We did. Actually, a match simulation for Money in the Bank, which you guys will be seeing next week. We just got to get together and come up with a time and date in which we will all upload simultaneously. On top of that, we fucked around a little bit more, and we did a fatal 4-way Money in the Bank Hell in a Cell with created characters in 2016 WWE 2K16. Can you guess who I was in control of? That is right, Mr. 9 to 5. Did he send budget cuts all throughout Money in the Bank? Or was he the one fucking terminated inside this Hell in a Cell, man? That is going up later this afternoon. Make sure each and every fucking one of you show that video support and show support to everybody that participated in that video, man. I would greatly appreciate that very, very much. All right. Now, let's get into the news. Oh, JD. Oh, JD. Where's the news, man? Where's the news? It's coming up. Fucking be patient. There's no fucking news to begin with. Jesus Christ, I could sit here and talk about the old blue-haired fucking asshole, and you guys would still enjoy Off the Script. It doesn't matter what I talk about here, man. You're here for me, and that's all. I am Off the Script. Alright? You're here for me. So, if you guys are complaining, oh, JD, where's the news, man? It's coming. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Some fucking mood today, man. Some mood. I don't have any blue-haired lady stories, but I'm this close from quitting my job. And then when I do, I'm going on one epic fucking rant, I'll tell you that. Anyway, Smackdown going live for 3 hours. Jesus fucking Christ, this might be worse than Brother Nero. Oh my God. 3 hours is a lot of content for one show. Wrestling fans have always been understanding as far as pay-per-views are concerned because those usually give the best matches. However, Monday Night Raw has been doing a 3-hour show for almost 4 years now. I can't believe it's been that long. The WWE Universe has gotten used to it, but it doesn't change the fact that 3 hours is a long time to watch wrestling. 3 hours is a long time to do anything, period. There are a lot of things that need to be addressed before the brand split officially happens. The most important thing that must be done is to make Raw and SmackDown appear as equal as possible. However, it doesn't seem like that is going to be an easy road for WWE since Raw is still scheduled to be 3 hours. And from a report now from RingsideNews.com, they have revealed that there are no plans to eliminate an hour from Monday Night Raw or to add an hour to SmackDown. Simply put, Raw will remain 3 hours and SmackDown will remain 2 hours long, which is going to create a huge problem when it comes to making SmackDown seem just as important. It's going to be interesting to see if the changes occur or if USA Network forces WWE to make changes, because if it's about television ratings, ultimately SmackDown is going to need a very strong roster, but Raw has 3 hours to fill. Where are these rumors and where are these thought processes coming from? You cannot even book Monday Night Raw now with 3 hours. Let alone splitting the rosters, and when it does, you have to find a way to figure out how to get 3 hours of television across each and every Monday. Now you want to do that to SmackDown? What is going through the minds of the people in charge over at Titan Tower? I mean, are you out of your fucking minds? 3 hours for SmackDown would literally, number one, overexpose the WWE product on a weekly basis. Number two, you would kill SmackDown. Number three, if USA Network ultimately wants this, they don't give a flying fuck about the WWE. Okay? They don't give a shit about the WWE now, because they're the reason why Raw is in the predicament it's in now with the 3 hours. They wanted the third hour, so WWE signed on the dotted line to have 3 hours of Raw, which gains WWE more money, and it makes USA more money. It makes NBC Universal more money. That's the only reason why Raw is 3 hours. Money. They don't give a shit about the product. If you add another hour to SmackDown, the overall product will fucking drag. You're not going to have enough fucking talent on both rosters, even with a draft, even with NXT, to fill 3 hours of fucking television. It is too much. 2 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, 1 hour of NXT, and then a monthly pay-per-view. That is the way it's supposed to be. And a huge problem. What huge problem? SmackDown at 2 hours after the draft, I guarantee you, at 2 hours is going to be more important compared to Monday Night Raw. Why? Because you got the voice of Mauro Ranallo there. Just by the sound of his voice, he's going to make everything seem more important than it is. That's aspect number one. Number two, it's less to be involved with. It's less to take in. 2 hours is nice for a wrestling show. Okay? We are fucking overexposed to Monday Night Raw on Mondays for 3 hours, and they go nowhere with half the fucking show. Meanwhile, there's 1 or 2 segments that really stand out, and the rest of the fucking show, which is probably 2.5 hours worth, are fucking garbage. And then the rest of it is filled with fucking commercial. So, SmackDown is going to look better in the end next to Monday Night Raw because it is 2 hours. By default, it will look more important because it's 2 hours, because you're going to put only the most important things into that show at 2 hours, and you're not going to fill it with a 3-hour fucking shitfest every fucking Tuesday. That's where they don't think. That's where they don't think. 2 hours, they're going to cram more important shit that we want to see, more important storylines into the show at 2 hours. If it's 3 hours, it gives WWE an excuse to fucking be lackadaisical, to fucking slack off, and put shit on the show that normally they wouldn't put on the show just to fill time. So at 2 hours, it is going to be more important. Believe me. Trust me. Like Roman Reigns. Like the god of earth in India. Seriously, believe that. Believe what I'm telling you. This is only fact. Raw at 3 hours for 4 years now. I can't even believe it's that long. But Raw, once it goes back to 2 hours, when that day happens, you will automatically see the effect that the third hour has on that show. Most of these shows, if they were cut down to 2 hours, I wouldn't even be complaining half the fucking time. But being that it's 3 hours, there's more filler, there's more to fucking complain about, there's more fucking time for you to fucking doze off. 2 hours is where it needs to stay. Thank fucking Christ. And we need to cross our fingers that USA Network does not force WWE's hand here in making SmackDown 3 hours. That will be a huge fucking problem. That will be the only fucking problem out of this entire situation. They will, in fact, be killing the WWE product and killing the audience. It's not going to raise ratings. It's not going to do anything good for the product. It's only going to hamper it down. It's going to drag it down. It's going to make things seem a lot worse. 6 hours over 2 nights is way too much, man. Seriously. Keep it with the pay-per-views at 3 hours. Everything else, deliver in 2-hour doses. That's all you need. The Ascension's Viktor being repackaged for a solo run. Jesus fucking Christ. Why? Why must you waste Viktor for a solo run when Connor is going to be coming back any one of these fucking weeks after his suspension, and you could really use a credible tag team in the tag team division with the brand split going on. But Connor of the Ascension is still serving his 60-day suspension after violating WWE's wellness policy back in April at the same time that Adam Rose was initially suspended. Adam Rose's suspension has actually gone quietly, considering that Rose has been released from the WWE after a month from hell after assaulting his wife. However, another person has suffered through all of this, and that is Viktor. Since Connor's suspension, Viktor has been floating around WWE on Superstars and on Main Event as a singles wrestler, which is better than doing nothing for 60 days while his tag team partner is suspended. He was part of the Social Outcasts for a cup of coffee, but the powers that be thought it would be better that he go as a singles on his own. But WWE officials don't have any real plans for him. But according to Daily Wrestling News, he's now being introduced as the demonic Viktor during his matches with slightly different face paint to make the gimmick his own. It's a good idea because he didn't do anything wrong. Viktor is also a pretty good wrestler. So keeping him on the sideline waiting for Connor isn't the best use of his potential. Also, the demonic gimmick could easily transition back into the Ascension team, but that's only going to work if the powers that be actually give the tag team a chance, because they can be a very dominant force with better booking. No shit. So, listen, I don't mind after reading that and hearing about what Viktor is doing. If they keep him on Main Event and on Superstars, fine. As long as he's got work to do, as long as they don't alter his gimmick too much, as long as he doesn't sit and just waste away until Connor comes back, I'm fine with that. He doesn't need to be on Raw. He doesn't need to be on SmackDown. You don't need to waste a segment on the big shows, on the more important shows, for someone like Viktor, okay? Hasn't done anything with the Ascension. Nobody's going to take him seriously being a single star. Not going to work that way. Hopefully Connor comes back, cleans up his act, gets on the right track, and Viktor transitions with this demonic gimmick back into the Ascension, and WWE starts pushing these guys, because if, and only if, they are going to split the tag team championships and put one on SmackDown and one on Raw, the Ascension could honestly be a huge fucking deal on one brand. And I hope they are given the chance. Because these guys are the fucking definition of talent that is completely wasted because there's just too much talent on the roster to play around with. If there's a brand split going on, the Ascension's got to be at the top of the list, or at least near the very top, of two guys who are going to benefit more than anybody from this brand split. Because these guys were the longest reigning NXT champions of all time. They had a great gimmick down in NXT. They're beloved down there. They can go down there now and still fucking kick ass and receive a great fucking welcome back from the NXT Full Sail crowd. So, if anything is going to happen with this brand split and the Ascension, it definitely needs to happen now. With the brand split, it's certainly going to affect this team, the Ascension, for the better. And I can only hope WWE gives these guys a fucking chance to shine with the brand split that is coming in a month and a half, man. I really hope so, because I love them. I love what they did down there. I love their act. I love their shtick. They're a great fucking team. They got a great look. WWE, they treated them as a joke when they came up to the fucking main roster, having them go out there and make fun of the Legion of Doom, have them go out there and make fun of APA, the New Age Outlaws, and then they were just fed to all these Hall of Fame teams, and they were never heard from again. They were fucking floating around with Cody Rhodes and this Stardust shit, Galactic Wasteland, or whatever the fuck they were called. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. This is the best you could do for the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champ. Triple H got to be fucking pulling his hair out, whatever hair he's got left in his fucking head. Jesus Christ. How can you fuck something up? That's so simple. They had a great gimmick. They were ready to go. All they needed was a dominant fucking push. And WWE failed to do so. So, with the brand split, these guys can certainly benefit more than a lot of the roster. And hopefully WWE gives them a chance. But Viktor being repackaged, I don't mind it as long as he stays on main event, as long as he stays on Superstars, and then when Connor comes back, the Ascension's back, and they're given a chance to shine. What else do we have here? We got news on Goldberg and then news on Money in the Bank. We'll talk about the Money in the Bank being that's the most important thing. Moving the 7th spot for Money in the Bank ladder match. WWE is getting rid of the 7th spot. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. Please take this with a massive dose of salt, okay? But if WWE wants to add some type of unpredictability and some intrigue to the Money in the Bank, I think a 7th man, whether that be a Randy Orton, whether that be a Bray Wyatt, whether that be a Neville, someone that you could throw in there and kind of tilt the fucking decision from Kevin Owens to somebody else. Because if there's no 7th man, and you go into this match with 6 guys, Del Rio, Cesaro, Jericho, Ambrose, Owens, and Sami Zayn. Cesaro probably being a distant second. There's nobody in this match I think is going to win other than Kevin Owens. Dean Ambrose, I know you guys want Dean Ambrose to win, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see WWE giving this guy the opportunity to shine. And I don't see WWE giving Dean Ambrose that fucking title of you're next. Because whoever's winning Money in the Bank is certainly going to be the next WWE champion. I don't see Del Rio being a WWE champion. I don't see Cesaro being a WWE champion. I don't see Jericho being a champion. I don't see Sami Zayn being a champion, though I wouldn't mind it. And I certainly do not see Dean Ambrose being a WWE champion. The only one that I see being a WWE champion a year from now coming out of this is Kevin Owens. Dean Ambrose winning it, yes. It does set up a potential Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose triple threat, which I would love to see. And the story is there. And the WWE can really have fun with that if they wanted to. But I just don't see that happening right now. If they don't add a 7th man, I'm going with Kevin Owens. If they want to add a 7th man, it's only going to do them good. Because the intrigue is there, the unpredictability is there, and to be honest with you, I enjoy 6 men in this type of match. I think 6 is the perfect number for a Money in the Bank ladder match. I think 6 men is the perfect number for a ladder match, period, if you want to go the multi-man route, okay? When they start adding 7, 8, 9 guys, that's when it gets a little fucking ridiculous. You risk injury, the match is sloppy, it's nothing but fucking high spots. You got half of the fucking guys in the match sleeping on the outside, waiting for their fucking turn to hit their big spot. It's fucking stupid, man, and it's just so fucking cheesy the way it comes off on television. So 6 guys in a match like this is the perfect number. Those are my thoughts. But WWE and the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be a huge moment for one superstar in 2 weeks. It's always a big moment, but the talent pool in the match is full of great superstars that are on the cusp of the next level. However, there was a 7th spot that was still available that led to quite a few possibilities for one more star to come into the match and potentially make history. Apparently, that spot is no longer available in the match. According to WrestlingNewsSource.com, WWE has made the decision to have 6 participants that are already qualified for the match. As of this writing, there will be no 7th participant. The 6 men, like I mentioned, are Del Rio, Cesaro, Jericho, Ambrose, Owens, and Sami Zayn. What's great about the match is all 6 men have the opportunity to win the briefcase. It was recently reported that Kevin Owens is the front runner to win the match and the briefcase. The 7th spot that has been removed was likely going to be for Neville, Bray Wyatt, or even Randy Orton. If WWE has already made the decision for Kevin Owens or one of the other 5 men in the match to win no matter what, then it makes sense to keep a superstar returning from injury out of the match. The only reason why WWE, like I said, would add a Bray Wyatt or a Neville is to add intrigue and add that unpredictability factor. Because right now, the way I see it, it's just a little too predictable. Not completely there, but it's a little too predictable. And the way Kevin Owens has been going, I don't see them going with anybody else but Owens. So they might be surprising us for a pay-per-view. I don't know. They may come to the pay-per-view and say, you know what, there's another guy, a mystery opponent, being added to this match, or they might not just do it at all. So we don't know. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But right now there is only 6 spots for the Money in the Bank, and I think that is going to Kevin Owens. And finally, guys, Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg has been in the news all week long due to the reveal that we've seen on Monday Night Raw for WWE 2K17, which will be heavily featured on this channel. Hopefully by that time, I could say this to my fucking job, and I can give you guys content each and every day, multiple times a day. Universe mode, my career mode. Hopefully they bring back a storyline editor where I can make my own storylines and give you guys WWE the way they should be doing it on television, etc., etc. So Goldberg has been revealed as the pre-order bonus, if you guys want to go pre-order WWE 2K17 from your local retailer. And it was revealed that Goldberg had been in this hatch. The internet's been buzzing about the unthinkable. Everybody from Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail, Randy Orton. It ended up being Goldberg and a teaser for WWE's next video game. WWE has been using their social media platforms to post cryptic messages about a hatch that was set to be opened this past Monday on Raw. And when it was revealed that the teasers led to Goldberg appearing in 2K17, it fueled speculation about his return to the company and a return to the ring. Most of the in-ring rumors were quickly squashed as Goldberg signed a deal with 2K Sports, not the WWE. But the door should never be completely shut on a reunion. Just in the past week alone, we've heard rumors about Kurt Angle coming back to the WWE. We were treated to AJ Styles and John Cena appearing in the same ring for the first time ever. Any deal consummated with a video game company is completely separate and different from any contract with the WWE and what they would be negotiating. However, according to the latest episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio Show, it was reported that any deal signed with 2K Sports involving a WWE video game has to be signed off by Vince McMahon. It should be obvious that Vince must approve of everything that airs on WWE programming and promoted on the company's various outlets. And while the teasing of the hatch was done primarily on social media, the big reveal was done during Raw for the world to witness. That doesn't slip through Vince McMahon's fucking grasp. Okay? Vince was the one who okayed it. That's why you've seen it on Monday Night Raw. And while the two sides have had contentious relationships going back more than a decade, history would indicate that Goldberg signing with WWE is not out of the question. This isn't the first time that 2K Sports has tried to lure Goldberg into a deal to include him in their video game. That necessarily doesn't mean that there hasn't been an interest on either side. And it isn't known whether Vince McMahon approved of the idea in the past, rejected it, or if Goldberg himself turned down various offers. But the history that was mentioned includes the Ultimate Warrior, Sting signing with 2K Sports before they ever signed with WWE. So keep that in mind. Sting and the Ultimate Warrior signed with 2K Sports before they even attempted, with Sting coming into the WWE and the Ultimate Warrior, Jim Hellwig, coming back into the WWE, eventually being inducted into the Hall of Fame. In both cases, it has been believed to be a long shot, but both agreed to WWE contracts after they signed deals with the video game company. 2K Sports has a yearly desire to add a character to its WWE video game that isn't currently under the WWE roster, banner, or contract, but who has to clear ties to the company, but has clear ties to the company. In the past, they've developed characters for Randy Savage, Mike Tyson, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, and of course the Ultimate Warrior and Sting. It appeared that Goldberg might be the only remaining legend not to be used in the game that they finally landed for 2K17. It is worthwhile to point out that the reaction to the video game revealing Sting's inclusion in the game was a major factor in the two sides actually agreeing to a performer's contract. Sting may very well have ended up in the Hall of Fame anyway, but the video game pushed the conversations further than they might have gotten without it. As noted, Goldberg and the WWE have a rocky relationship, one that has prevented them from finding common ground on a comeback tour for Bill Goldberg. Dave Meltzer pointed out that it got so bad that at one point in 2005, the company had offered its lead announcer role to Mike Goldberg, who I am a huge fan of, to replace Jim Ross. However, they had such disdain for Bill Goldberg that they did not want to allow Mike Goldberg to use his last name, Goldberg. Ultimately, Mike turned down the offer to return to UFC, and the job was given to Joey Styles. Bill Goldberg has stated on several occasions that he wants to return to the ring for one more high-profile match so that his son can see him perform. WWE has contended that his financial demands are too high, but if high profile is what he desires, WWE is literally the only game in town. I think Bill Goldberg is coming back to the WWE. Whether it's now, this year, or for WrestleMania 33, he will be back in the WWE. Goldberg is still in great shape. Goldberg, I think, to me, has at least another fucking world title run in him. I think he is still big enough. I think his name is still credible enough in the industry that if you bring him back, it is going to be a monumental moment, a lifetime moment to see Bill Goldberg back. The entrance, the theme, the whole fucking presentation, the sight that Bill Goldberg provides, that would be a monumental moment, especially during a stale WWE product. If WWE wants to stack WrestleMania 33 and make everybody forget that WrestleMania 32 was a fucking disaster, I think Bill Goldberg needs to be on that card. He needs to have something important to do. And with the reveal, if you guys seen it, I made a video on it highlighting it. And if you've seen it, you've seen Goldberg in the police vehicle being escorted and a reflection in the mirror that said Suplex City. So I don't know if they're teasing a match with Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. I think that's something that WWE could certainly revisit again, being that their first encounter was just fucking terrible and everybody soured on it. Now, if you put these two guys back in the ring, I think it'll be a different story. I think both guys will have clear heads. They're a little bit more mature. They're a little bit more older. And I think it'll be good for WWE. But as far as the video game goes, I like Goldberg's inclusion in the game. I've always been a fan of Goldberg and what he brings to the table. I was never a big WCW guy, but if there's one guy in WCW that they got right and they booked correctly, it's Goldberg. They treated that as the most important fucking thing in the company at the time. And when they finally gave him the world title, I dare you to go out and find a bigger fucking moment than that during the Monday Night Wars, man. That was fucking massive in Atlanta during 40,000 fucking people sitting in that arena when he fucking jackhammered Hulk Hogan and he won the world title, man. I even know of that, and I don't even watch WCW. I hated WCW, man. I was so fucking with the WWE. I wanted them to kick WCW's ass. I hated the fucking Monday Night Raws when I went to school and people were telling me, oh, did you see Nitro? Nitro's so much better. WCW's so much better. And I'm over here watching The Rock and Austin and Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels and Taker and Kane, Mick Foley. I didn't give a shit what was going on Monday Nitro. I really didn't. But Goldberg was big enough, and he still is big enough that he can still make an impact in modern day WWE. I think it's going to happen before all is said and done. Him, Angle, they'll all be back in the WWE, man, because like the report said, WWE is the only game in town. And if Goldberg loves his son the way he does, and wants to wrestle for his son, he'll be back in the WWE. You know, Vince McMahon, they're making profit. They're making bank. You know, they got a profit this year with the network and everything else that they're doing. Pay Goldberg what he wants, man. Seriously, give the fans that sight again. Give us Bill Goldberg. Give him something to do. He wants to come back for his son. He's good enough to have another fucking year run in the WWE if he wants. I think it's going to happen. And him being in the video game is only a good thing, man. That will sell, and that will get 2K17 flying off the shelves. That's what I got for you. Thank you guys so much for part 3 of Off the Script. I would like to do a part 4, to be honest with you. There's just no news. So what I might do on Monday, I might give you guys Money in the Bank, spoilers, rumors, leaks, news, all that stuff leading up to Money in the Bank. Then we'll do a match simulation. Then we'll talk Money in the Bank on Friday, Off the Script, preview and predictions. Then we'll review Money in the Bank on Sunday. We got NXT next week. We'll do NXT preview and predictions, running over the match card. We'll review NXT at the end. We got a big week next week, man. It's going to be fucking massive right here on my channel. Do not go anywhere at all for your WWE needs, man. Stick it right here, especially with Off the Script. I'm JD. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up and like the video, please. Helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys on Monday with something, man. We'll have something for you, WWE related, and obviously Monday Night Raw review. Until then, thank you guys for watching Off the Script. Check the description for everything you might have missed, man. Call of Duty videos, WWE videos, Pro Wrestling Tees, WrestleCrate, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes. It's all there, man. Make sure you guys go check that out and continue to pledge towards the Patreon, man. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And I'll see you guys on Monday with more great WWE content. I'm JD, and have a great Sunday, guys. I'll talk to you later.